Hello everyone and welcome to another review. Today we're reviewing a fragrance that I am shocked, I'm surprised that I never reviewed. It's been on my radar for like 2 years, but for some strange reason I never got around to reviewing it. I reviewed a flanker of it, but never got around to reviewing it, and it is none other than the one by Dolce Gabbana. Here's the bottle, very sleek. I like the bottle design for the Dolce Gabbana fragrances. Very sleek, sexy. The cap is metal. Cap is nice and quality, fits right on there perfectly. But very simple design. It says Dolce Gabbana, the one at the bottom. Having a little trouble with the lighting, but either way, it says the one at the bottom. Has a pretty decent sprayer. I'll spray some. So nothing to write home about, but it's not bad at all. Very decent fragrance. The fragrance creator was Olivier Polg, who's created a lot of fragrances at this point. Don't want to list off a lot. He's got a lot under his belt. And it was released in the year 2008. Now, Dolce Gabbana was specifically making this to kind of market towards like a sexy, sensual type of man. But let's see if it actually lived up to the occasion. The 50 milliliter, this is the 50 milliliter, will run you about $58, and the 100 milliliter will run you about $79 retail. You can probably find it for a little bit cheaper if you hunt around a little bit, but probably not that much, generally because this is still a pretty popular fragrance, and it's still right up there in terms of popularity, in terms of usage. So with that, let's get on to the notes real quick. The notes for the top, we have coriander, basil, and grapefruit. The mid, ginger, orange blossom, and cardamom. And for our base, we have amber, cedar, and tobacco. So pretty simple notes, the 3 for the top, 3 for the middle, 3 for the bottom for it. And what you get is a very pleasant fragrance that is pretty much dominated by 4 main notes. I really get a kind of like a blast of citrus that's mixed in with tobacco, with the cedar, and kind of outlying with it is, the spices from the cardamom. The amber kind of comes up underneath it as well, kind of helps form that base for it. But those those scents are really what are blended in. At times I can kind of get a little bit of the ginger that are coming out, but overall, I get a very sensual citrus that really has those undertones of tobacco, amber, and actually a little bit of a woody type of an undertone too, which is coming from the cedar. Cedar happens to be my favorite note, but I don't really get a true cedar type of smell, and that's because it's blended in it pretty well. Now, the tobacco really gives it this manly overtone kind of bit. It really has this sensual side to it that the fragrance really comes off as mature, but at the same time a little bit playful. The citrus kind of leaves it a little bit playful, just so you can kind of invite you a little bit closer to kind of smell. And it really, the fragrance kind of comes into its own after that. The tobacco, like I said, really brings it out, and the amber really brings it out. Now it also has a spicy kind of like undertone, a spicy feeling that's going to it. It's not a full-on spicy fragrance, but you can definitely get the spices that are in this fragrance to kind of give it a little bit of a kick to it. Not too much of a kick, but a little bit of a kick to it. And within that whole spicy range, you get a little bit of the ginger that comes off of it too. But I really look at this like a gateway type of fragrance for if you're a person who doesn't really, dig the a heavier type of scents. This may be a fragrance that you can try to kind of serve as a gateway type of a fragrance that's going to really introduce you to the world of the darker scents, or world of the I don't want to say more manly, because a lot of scents are more manly, but if you're a type of person who really just wears like citruses or sporty type of fragrances, you might want to take a look at this one to kind of ease you into the world of the other types of fragrances, the darker fragrances. Now, this is a year-round fragrance, in my opinion. A lot of people designate this pretty much as a fall, winter type of a fragrance, but I've actually found that it works fantastic in the spring and summer. Before it gets, in the 100 degrees, and like the 90 degrees, 80 degrees, it works absolutely fantastic. And the reason is, I'm going to actually bring another thing into this, is that the heat really brings out this fragrance and kind of brings it into its own. It allows you to sweat a little bit more, and it kind of mixes in with the fragrance to really create this manly type of a scent. So it's going to kind of mix in with your own scent and have this scent as well with it, and it comes off really sexy. It comes off really nice on that aspect, and a lot of people are going to notice it for that. They notice it a lot better when it's in the hot weather. When it's in the cold weather, it more fits the cold weather from the way it smells, but the problem is, and with this fragrance, is sometimes it suffers from a little bit of performance issues. So it doesn't have as good longevity as people might want. It doesn't have as good projection as people might want, but the heat really solves that, and it does last a little bit longer, surprisingly, in the heat, and it projects a little bit better in the heat. So that's why I actually, and you can usually see this appearing on my spring or summer favorite type of videos, or it's usually kind of like on the outskirts or really close on there. So that's kind of like why I wear this and where I wear this. But I would designate this fragrance 18 years and up. If you're 18 years and up, you can really get away with this. In all honesty, unless you have like a kiddie type of vibe, you probably don't want to give this off. It's really more of a mature, masculine fragrance that really is for people who are like confident, who are sure of themselves. That's what this fragrance kind of gives off as a vibe. So yeah, touch on average projection. For me, it lasts about 6 hours. Like I said, watch out for those performance issues. But let's see but I actually brought it out to other people and had them smell it. Again, the 100 people smell within Times Square to see what they thought of it. And the results were very positive, actually. 81 liked it. 81 people of the 100 said they liked it a lot. And the main comments that they got from it were that it was a manly fragrance, that it was pleasant, and that it was sexy. Those were the 3 main compliments that this fragrance garnered. There were 10 people who disliked this fragrance. Of those 10 people who disliked it, the main thing that they said was too spicy. It was too spicy for some of those people. And there were 9 who were neutral, and they were kind of oscillating back and forth between it, and they didn't really think anything was special with it. But that's pretty much the numbers for this one. So if I'm to give this fragrance a rating, I'm going to go ahead and give this one a 9 out of 10. This has been one of my fragrances that has been up there for a while now. And again, still can't believe I didn't review it. But the pros of this fragrance, confident. Wear something if you want to be confident. Wear something if you want to be sexy. Wear something if you want to be manly. This is definitely one of those fragrances. I want to compare it to... There are 2 fragrances that I'm thinking of. Frappan 1270, for those of you who have smelled, it's kind of a very similar type of a vibe. And it also reminds me of Tim McGraw's Southern Blend, to be perfectly honest. The way that the tobacco is kind of mixed in really does remind me of that fragrance. They don't smell specifically the same, but it kind of reminds me of it. And the cons, if you don't like spicy fragrances, you probably don't want to look at this one. Because it does come off a little bit spicy. I personally don't think it's too spicy, but there have been some people who do say that's too spicy. If you're looking for fragrances that are going to last and last and last, especially for a darker side of a fragrance, this kind of lacks in the performance area. It's not going to last you as long. I've heard some reports of people disappearing after about 4 hours. Me personally, it lasts about 6 to 8 hours. It's not uncommon for it to last the entire day for me. But if you really want your fragrance to have performance solid through and out, then you probably want to steer away from this. So if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free, send me a message, do whatever you gotta do. Thank you, take care of yourselves, and have a great day.